Disclaimer. We are two regular guys who love to talk Bone Thugs and Harmony. We do not represent Bone Thugs or any Bone affiliate. We are also not Bone Thugs experts. The views and information you hear in this podcast may be based on personal opinion. Please feel free to leave corrections and clarifying information in the comments. And enjoy. What's up, y'all? Cecil West here with my side, my right-hand man, John Lippy. You are tuned in live Beyond the Harmony once again. And tonight, we have a special guest. I've been talking about it all week. If you've been tuned in to thugsandharmony.com or you've been live on any of the message boards on Facebook or on our website, then you know tonight is a special night. We got Capone of the Mo-Thugs family in the house. Capone, how you doing, brother?
God bless you. What's up with it? You know what I'm
saying? And I want to point this out too. This is the first Mo-Thug artist that we ever had on the show, so it's an absolute honor. We have Capone on first, so it's awesome just to have anybody from Mo-Thug, and we chose Capone to start off the whole entire, hopefully a lineage of many interviews. But want to just give it up to Capone for being the first Mo-Thug on.
Yeah. This is time. I like what y'all doing out there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had caught my attention, so, I went on. There's a lot of groups and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that I'll be, glancing through, because a lot of, my brothers, the thugs, they don't really be dwelling off into, jumping to certain stuff that we be saying on. I'm just the most one that's just more friendly to everybody, you know what I'm saying, basically. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else don't be jumping off into it, but it's all good.
Yeah, I definitely, when I went after the interview, I saw that Capone was very active online with the fans, so I was like, hey, that's an interview I want to get because I see how interactive you are on your social media with the fans. So
yeah, I just be regular thug and bucket shit. Let's talk with it though, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it started, you know what I'm saying?
So we like to give a little background before we get into any of the Bone stuff, so people really know about you. So as far as when you started out in your career, what got you started in rap? Was it Bone, or was there something else that made you want to rap even before?
Real talk, when I was little growing up, you know what I'm saying, I grew up like everybody else, basically, you know what I'm saying, going off NWA and Eazy-E, you know what I'm saying, so, it didn't really catch my ear back then, though, because I was 8 years old and stuff. But when I became a teenager, you know what I'm saying, 13 and everything, Real Compton Jeans came out, that had struck my ear, so, you know what I'm saying, I had, a premonition in life when I was little, you know what I'm saying, that I was going to end up being on Rufus Records and everything. So I studied Easy real hard and stuff, and I knew that she couldn't be no studio gangster trying to get on Rufus. So, You know what I'm saying? I started gang banging, doing all that type shit. Then one particular day, you know what I'm saying, in '93, I was coming from school. One of my cousins was like, man, hey, Vicky, come here. My natural nickname is Vicky. Come here. You ever heard of Bone? I was like, nah, who was that? She was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Here, he gave me the Faces of Death tape and stuff. So I was looking at them like, all them niggas cold, you know what I'm saying? So I took her home and everything. I was bumping my head to the music like, oh, that's raw. And I was infatuated a little bit by Hell Sent, you know what I'm saying? Because it was Wishbone was crazy. I forget which one I started off but I sold my soul to the devil, but I take my mind and I want you back, but he wants to operate, so never time to jack. So you know what I'm saying? Back in them days, you know what I'm saying? Every artist was missing in some way to get in the game to sell your soul to the devil and everything else. Plus on my father's side, they was rock and roll artists and all that type stuff, so I was familiar with occultic type stuff and everything else. So then, later on, late in '94, when they came out with when Easy signed them and stuff, you know what I'm saying, they dropped Creeping on the Come Up and everything and shit. I was infatuated with that then Mr. Weezy, you know what I'm saying? So, them became ghetto heroes and everything. So, by then, I forgot exactly where I got a Weezy boy from, but I just was so in tune with it that, you know what I'm saying, I ended up playing with it. I ended up making a deal with, you know what I'm saying, the little demon and everything, you know what I'm saying, and I was like, man, I want to be like Bone, I want to do this, I want to do that and everything else, show me how to rap. So then, like, I knew how to create songs and everything, but I was just rapping fast and all that. So anyway, some spirit had entered into me late at night at my mama crib and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I was doing a whole bunch of evil stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it seemed friendly to me in the beginning. And then, like, years and years passed, you know what I'm saying? Well, like, 95 passed, like, when Easy had died, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to call Easy and Rufus all the time and stuff, but when he passed away, I was like, nah, man, I ain't finna do no more evil type stuff. But this little demon, he was like, man, come do one more job for me and everything else. So, you know what I'm saying? I was getting away with a whole bunch of stuff. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Because I had a girl pregnant at the time, too. So I was like, you know, typical nigga shit back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing to sell dope, have a job, and do everything else. But shit, I ended up getting greedy, ended up robbing one more liquor store. So I got popped with a 357, you know what I'm saying? I was laid out on my way to heaven like a motherfucker. It took like 24 blood transfusions to bring me back to life. But what was going on? What was going on, and while I was out my body and everything, it was like real talk. I was going to heaven. I was like in an all dark atmosphere, and there was a light, and I was headed towards the light in my spirit realm and shit. And when I got closer to the light, it pushed me to the left. And when I went to the left, Easy Spirit was there. He was sitting in the hospital room, just like in the movie. He had that gown on, but he had turntables and everything. And he was like, man, don't worry. In 1999, you're going to make it. You're going to be all right. Go find Layzie and sign with Ruthless. And then, like, I came back to life and everything else. And, like, when I woke up, I was paralyzed. So, like, my mom was by my side. She was telling me I was paralyzed. And I immediately went back to sleep. And I was repenting, telling the Lord God, forgetting who, because I did some evil stuff, though. Before that, I did some blood sacrifices, a whole bunch of stuff, just to make all this stuff come true. So when the Lord forgave me and brought me back to life and everything, I could learn how to walk and all that type stuff out through my jail and all that type stuff. So then I got back building on my money and everything else, but I still was infatuated with bone. Then I had to go to prison. So then when God had released me 1997 on Flesh and Bone birthday, June 10th. And it's crazy because most of us all going in June. It's Flesh, then me June 13th, then Crazy, I'm thinking like June 17th or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's Layzie Bone's son, Jeremy, he think he the 21st and stuff. But all us like strong Geminis.
Yeah, we were just talking about that on the show, the fact that there's so many Geminis connected to the Bone Camp, and with you being connected so spiritually, I mean, do you feel like that's a big piece of it, that the Geminis have such a heavy presence that they're almost drawn to the Bone Thugs?
Oh yeah, of course. Because even PD from Immortal Thugs, they little cousin, he a Gemini. Like all the Geminis really click together, like real talk. Like Flesh was the first one I talked to, like after their mama had plugged me in, because it's like a real deep story. So you know what I'm saying? Bailing off and all that. So eventually, you know what I'm saying, my mama was spooking me like, yeah, it's going to be the end of the world and blah, blah, blah. She kicked me out the crib and I still was selling dope and shit. So I was like, fuck it, I didn't have nowhere to go. But I had studied Bone so much that I had memorized every move. That's why Layzie Bone loved me so much as a kid, you know what I'm saying? So I scraped up like $434. Bought me a one-way Greyhound bus ticket from Chicago and rode it 12 hours straight to Cleveland. Like, fuck it, I wasn't coming back to this motherfucking town with Bone. When I got to Cleveland and shit, I knew where the Mo-Thug office was because I studied them. It was like Beachwood, Ohio. So I caught a cab out there. I broke inside the office and shit, you know what I'm saying, with a credit card and all that type shit. And when I got inside Mo-Thug office, it was like late at night. It was like a big old Mo-Thug sign, like the red letters that they have on the old albums and everything on the wall and shit. So I was in that boy Thug and just rapping and shit. So, like, it was late at night. The janitor had came and caught my ass. He was like, man, Bone and them still be in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, man. But he gave me a pay. He's like, you gonna find them in the hood. So I still had some bread in my pocket because I was sleeping on the streets for Cleveland like 3 days and shit. So I ended up going back to the Greyhound station. And the same Greyhound station that's at the end of For Love or Money, it's the same Greyhound station that I was. So then it was like on East 9th Street in St. Clair, like a block up from it and everything. So I'm over there back and like, you know what I'm saying, and I had a ball fade at the time. And this girl had came up to me, this how God worked. This girl had came up to me and was like, man, you got a quarter? And I was like, yeah. She like, oh, you so nice. She like, she need to make a phone call. She like, you don't sound like you from up here, because I got a different accent than everybody from Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really want for Chicago, like, but it's Felicia from Chicago, her cousin Craig, and then me. We the only one from Chicago. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, what you doing up there? I'm like, man, I kind of found Bone. I wanna rap for them, and woo woo. She was like, stick. So I was like, slamming up this weed, I had it through my nose, the cloud smoke, chocolate, tipping the scene, tipping them houses, few points off the skin, those tipping the Hennessy, kept beginning with a pussy to this gangster, Capone, people finna be gonna get in a mess like a gangster, the fastest question, if it isn't blessed, if they're not with the quickness, fill it back up with weed, a nigga, you know me, know the business, and how could it, yeah, got no let me weed, I'm making me cry high, sugar don't smoke for free trees, gotta open up they doors, so they let it around, 24 blunts in the air, so got the reason, nigga, you got to die, more saying I was belling off and shit. She like, damn, you sound just like they ass. So then from there, she like, I'm gonna give you a mama address. But she was like, if you ever see me in the hood, do not ever tell them that I'm the one that gave you their mama address. She talking about Flesh and Layzie and Stu. And she like, don't ever tell them I'm the one that gave you the address. She like, they'll kill me. I was like, man, all right. So she gave me she wrote it down on a piece of paper. So I walked from downtown Cleveland all the way to motherfucking to the wasteland and shit. But that's like East 99th and St. Clair. When I got there, like they was shooting like a motherfucker, like pistols and shit. So I had to drop my luggage and shit. And I had kept my Bible with me though. When I got there, all the wasteland soldiers had like encamped me and shit. And all them little niggas like straight ghetto cowboy, all them little niggas out there, they all had motherfucking double glocks. No lie, like what the fuck? But I was dressed and I had a bald face, so like they knew I wasn't from around there. They know what you doing up here. What gave me a pass through that hood was like they saw me with the Bible. And I was like, man, I can't look up for Bone and blah, blah, blah. They was like, man, everybody come up here looking for Bone, you know what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of shit. They like Crazy Bone Brother on the music store over there. Somewhere and shit, it's either Ken Davis, you know what I'm saying? I know Crazy Bone Brothers and shit, because one of them had bought us a crib. But anyway, rented us a 2-flat apartment and shit. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? They took me to the whole wasteland and shit, you know what I'm saying? I had saw Wishbone driving, he had the top base, but before I could catch him, he was pulling off, he was gone and shit. But I still had the address to Mama P, that's Flesh, Layzie, and Stewbone mother. So, you know what I'm saying? They sent me on my mission. So I kept on walking from 99th and St. Clair all the way to 129th. I ain't gonna tell you that street because like they still own that house, still family members still up in there. But then, you know what I'm saying? When I got to the right address for the wrong house, and this girl was like, "No, Bone and them live around the corner." And it was these niggas outside. They was on a Monte Carlo and shit. They was out there gambling and shit. Now you know, like everybody knows somebody that's from out of town and shit. So she directed me where to go. So I think I made it over to like 5 in the morning. I'm not gonna know and I knew it was the right house because it had their address on, they had their last name on the house, HOWSE, all the Bone names, you know what I'm saying? That was born off of Mama P. So I knocked on the door and shit. She was like, who the fuck is that motherfucker? I was like, man, I don't mean to impose on you, man, but it's Bone Thugs behind the house. So she opened up the door and shit. Mama P looking pretty as ever though. She like, yes, but you gotta come back in the afternoon, baby. It's like 5 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? You gotta come back. So I was excited. So I was like, damn. So I stood on her front yard and shit because I was like, fuck it, one of them gonna pull up, I'm just gonna start rapping and everything else. Woo woo. So then the same from around the block, the niggas was pulling up on the corner, but Mama P was watching me outside the window and shit. She like, come here. You know them boys trying to kidnap you. So then, you know what I'm saying? She like, what's that in your hand? I'm like, the Bible. She started laughing. You know what I'm saying? And she like, the Lord must have sent you here, huh? So she started laughing. Mama P told me like, you know I'm a black witch. And I was like, I started putting it together like, oh, dang, that's where they get all the spiritual type stuff from. So then Mama P was like, well, you got to pay where you lay, baby, woo woo. So I had like $80 left in my pocket. Now the house like regular hood house and shit. Old English cans everywhere, all type of shit. So I'm thugging. When I'm making inside the house though, it was totally different. She had a fireplace with a big old portrait of Flesh and Bone holding the babies and shit. Chosen and what's the other one though? Oh, Chaz, when they was little babies and shit, and all the bone platinum plaques over the fireplace. So I was like excited and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. So Mama P, she straight up with the nigga though, cause like, she like, what you drink, what you smoke. She got me a black one of the Black and Mouse, Newports, and some old English. She gonna cop that for me. So me and Mama P was getting fucked up. She like, you a runaway, this, that, and the third. She checked my ID, everything else. She like, nah. So she made me a pallet. The first Mo Thug I met was PD. He was asleep. He had long ass shit. I thought he was a girl and shit, you know what I'm saying? But she laid me down. He was in the bed, made me a pattern on the floor. So then, like, when I woke up in the morning, Mama P was like, rap for me. So I rapped for her and PD and shit. Then they was like, oh, you sound just like one of my sons, you know what I'm saying? And woo woo. But she like, you gotta learn how to breathe. But then Mama P had taught me, you know what I'm saying, my studio voice, like, only like a bone secret that she showed me how to do it off your own body though, with your own hands, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to your ears if you ain't never heard your studio voice and everything else. So like after I spit that shit, you know what I'm saying, me and PD click, that's the first Gemini. So we thugging and everything, so like he knew what I was on and everything else, he built off, he went on with the Immortal Thugs. Like the next night, she called Flesh and Bone and shit. So she Flesh and Bone, she told Flesh and Bone my situation. He was in California, and he was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? And so it was just on and popping and shit. So then from there, I had my bone pass. But what really gave me my bone pass because I paid attention to Layzie Bone off the Bone Collection Volume 1. And what really led me to jump on the Greyhound bus was Steve. That's Layzie Bone's real name, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, you should always keep your goals. Aim high. Shoot for the stars. Don't let the world put non-belief in you because that's what it's going to try to do. Then like it showed how they got on the Greyhound bus, whatever. So with that had flamed me up and everything else. So then it's like, shit, I built off to that, made it to Cleveland, like with the grace of the Lord. Then from that thugging and all that shit, Mama P was raising me for a long time, at least like 3 months before I even met Layzie. But the Immortal Thugs came and swooped me a lot. But when the Immortal Thugs came and got me one time, a nigga Layzie Bone called on the phone because they had good news about me and everything because they knew I could flow and shit. And you know what I'm saying? So then they was like, man, Layzie Bone got on the phone and shit. He like, nigga, who is you? What's your name? Where you from? And like I was gang banging in Chicago and shit, so I was calling myself Sanic. Like I had switched it up from Sonic the Hedgehog and turned it to an acronym, but I spell it SAINIK, and it meant the single individual nigga, individual killer and shit. So they're like, that nigga Layzie Bone was like, nigga, you ain't satanical. And I was like, no, I ain't mean that though, because like my real nickname is Ziggy, but I ain't want to be no motherfucking Ziggy Bone and shit. So like, the motherfucker other Mo Thugs and shit, some of them niggas was like, you know what I'm saying, not Immortal Thugs, but like Freaky G and Maul and Showbiz. Them niggas was like, they was really trying to hate because I was from Chicago, but I had a pass and shit, you know what I'm saying? They would always try to jump me and shit. But after I told Layzie Bone what he said, like, believe in yourself and all that, you know what I'm saying? And whatever, taking a step in faith, he was like, oh, nigga, you really listen to me and woo woo. So he like, get a phone back to Stu, his big brother, his little brother. Stu tall as fuck. So, you know what I'm saying? Then his little too. So they're like, shit, whatever Layzie said, them niggas ain't touched. So then from there, like, didn't really take that long. Layzie Bone had flew me in from Cali to Solon, Ohio, where his first mansion was when Jeremy was a little kid and shit, and with his mom Bird and shit. So with Pop Funky, you know what I'm saying, when they took me to the mansion and shit, like the Immortal Thugs, them niggas moved wrong. Cause like, I swear to God, back then, like, niggas been traveling 17 or 30 deep, period. We be all deep, like in a motherfucker. But there was 7 of us at that time. So when we get there, like, don't you know how you cut on the TV? Or especially the old school TVs, and then like it started digitized and you start seeing all them little squares, just bringing the color to the TV and shit.
Yeah.
Layzie Bone would sleep on the couch. When I seen him sleep on the couch, that's how my eyes started, like, where you finally see somebody off TV into real life, but just like right there and shit. So then from that, you know what I'm saying, that's the first time I seen the Flesh and Bone comic book and shit that they had whole bunch of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a big old man shit. Like, you need some clothes and shit, go pick whatever you want. But, you know what I'm saying? I just was thugging and shit. So then that night, that nigga Layzie Bone took his boat and everything, getting niggas drinks and all that. Then, like, yeah, the same things that's inside, Doug Devotion and shit, when Kid Dog called him and shit, the little twin bed, he got two of them, but he got a bigger body and then he got the one that was in the video. Yeah, like, he Kool-Aid his adult sister and everything. Layzie Bone had took us to a different spot to Cleveland and shit. And we was thugging and shit. That nigga Layzie Bone always want to see that motherfucker strong kid. He like the wrestle motherfucker. So me and him started doing push-ups, bumping heads with each other and shit. He like, I want to see how strong you is, little nigga, but then all four of us piled up inside this little bin and shit, went to White House and was thugging and shit. Me, Kool-Aid, and Happy Shaq. Just a whole bunch of stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit. But next question.
Did you say that was there a flesh comic book? You said a Fleshbone comic.
Fleshbone comic book. It's a little stuff they had at the crib. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Fleshbone stuff over there. It's like wherever Bone goes, there was a lot of stuff over there, especially way back then. So much.
Rob J actually recently put up a bunch of scans of the Fleshbone comic. Flesh had there's a lot of love for Flesh.
That's like the Bone Keeper, Rob J. Ain't nothing shaking without Big Cuz. We call him Rob J, but it's Big Cuz. It's like his house back then, like he probably got a different house now, but his house back then, it's like, if you ever looked at the cover of East 1999, the Inside the Street version, where it's all the street names and Hella Street and Easy Street and Eddie Road and everything else, like, all you gotta really do is follow that map. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Inside the family. If you really inside the family, then it's like that map tell you where everything is. But Rob J house, I ain't gonna say too much, but shit, ain't nothing shaking. Don't nobody got nothing really but him off that's really Bone. Everything that go to him before it get released to the streets, damn near he got it first.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's got some great, he's got some great stuff. So, and we're hoping to hopefully have him on the show, in the future because of everything you're saying, Capone. Let me ask you a question. You were talking about when you first got there and you were talking about your name. At what point did you take on the Capone name, and when did you change the spelling and add bone to it?
Alright, so originally Mama P had got me my name. And like after a while and all that type of stuff, like when my hair started going in and everything, like, cause you might well say Mama P adopted me, you know what I'm saying? So she took me in, whatever, she was molding me before I even got released into the motherfucking rapping shit. Cause Layzie know I can rap, but I ain't never have to rap for Layzie. Like, I rap around Immortal Thugs and Mama P, but that's just what code I am, you know what I'm saying? So Mama P was thinking of my name because, like, y'all know the song Ecstasy, like, it's, I feel so zickety, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Anywhere in Chicago, my hood, the Jeff Minimum, my name been Ziggy forever, or Ziggy G, but I just ain't want that name no more, you know what I'm saying? So Mama P had named me Bone Bone, but see, I wasn't thinking that she just took the J and the E off our natural name. She had made it an acronym already, you know what I'm saying? It was like the Ruthless Obtainer, motherfucking Eternal some shit, budded out nigga every day or beating on niggas every day. Mama P named me originally. But when we got to California and everything, you know what I'm saying, and Little Mac, the other little brother and shit, you know what I'm saying, that was my other closest love, you know what I'm saying, True. Him and Lil D, they're my closest ones, you know what I'm saying, when we Mortal Thugs. But when it came to after we took our photos and shit, that nigga Lil Mac was like, what, Layzie want to know what your name gonna be? And we was in Studio 56. So I was thugging. I was like, man, call me Capone, you know what I'm saying? But see, I had a different spelling for it because I had a different acronym for it all the time. So he ran off before I could tell him, I was like, call him Capone and shit, Capone Bone and shit, because Layzie Bone just called me Egghead and shit back in the day. But anyway, it wasn't ever supposed to be the C-A-P-O-N-E shit, you know what I'm saying? I spelled it Capone, and I really took over because, like, Layzie Bone, he owned that name, you know, so he owned a whole bunch of my shit, but I changed it to Capone after I left Mo-Thugs, like, you know what I'm saying, and it's an acronym, Capone, K-A-H-P-O-N-E, then Bone, whatever it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But it's knowledge against haters, potential obtainer, nevertheless eternal, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
everyday beat
that's dope.
everyday, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But yeah.
What's startling about all this is how much your journey mirrored Bone's journey. You did the pilgrimage to Cleveland, just like they did it to L.A. or to California. You had the occult at the beginning, but then you kind of turned to the light, kind of went from the Ouija to the Bible. Then you even waited outside of their house, just like Bone waited outside. I think it was Tone Loc's house. And then, that's... And the style, you even learned everything about them prior to going, emulated their style. This is an incredible story that I never knew about.
I was gonna say it's also, I think, a really big deal that you found Mama P first, and you knew the fast rap, but she blessed you almost with like the family secret to like bring you in, and you were saying that it was kind of tough because you were, from Chicago, and you were surrounded by so many guys from Cleveland. Like, did that make it harder? Did you feel like I gotta be, even better?
She didn't really want that though. See, like these Moto Thugs, them niggas love me. Like, you gotta say whoever blood related, they love me. Whoever produced off of Mama P, like, you gotta think like it's Flashes, Layzie, it's Bone. And they other brother, but he got a different mother, Lil Mac. All of them birthed off Mama P, right? So that's the main blood of the family, right? I'm immediately blessed with that. I'm immediately blessed by God from Easy helping me, God, to Mama P. Automatically was in there. It's just like I was with Mama P for so long because, like, you got to think, like, I come from Chicago and shit. Like, them niggas in Cleveland, niggas was really thugging, but see, I had, like, different home training and shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I was cleaning Mama P house. I just went over there sitting on my ass and waiting for everything else. I had money coming in, all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas, they was over there waiting on Layzie Bone to sit in their ass Western Unions and all that shit from Cleveland. Only niggas that's in the Mo-Thugs family, you know what I'm saying, besides the old ones, because even Layzie told me one point in time, he like, man, don't get this amount of money and spend it up. Because he told me that he gave a lot of niggas $50,000 checks 3 months later, their ass was broke. You know what I'm saying? Buying cars, all that shit. Only niggas in the Mortal Thugs got money. Like, 2 of them had jobs. Sometimes we sold up and everything else and all that. But it did, they admittedly Bone family. You scared Bone up, but you know what I'm saying? They gonna have money. You know what I'm saying? But I was out there like, fuck, it's like somebody pushed them. It's like you were homeless, right? Boom. You just wish you had a place to stay. But then, you got to start getting money and everything else. I already had came from money, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't never poor, none of that goofy shit that motherfucker. That's where every artist always crying about. They always they grow up with their daddy. My daddy stayed 7 houses down from me. Like, that shit ain't bothered me, you know what I'm saying? But I was already came from a blessed family. I just wanted to get thug, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, real talk. But no, it was like, a lot of them was hating on me because it was like, I was doing everything. I was doing what a nigga supposed to show appreciation to a lady that took me in. And the other niggas, like, even Mama P had warned me, like, man, Freaky G gonna turn on you and blah, blah, blah. You gotta watch them. If them niggas try to fight you, scream my name real loud, and you better beat their ass. Even Doug Queen was like, man, they gonna be trying to test you, better beat their ass and woo, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it was a lot. Even my first Mo-Thug party we had, I ended up beating a nigga ass from Cleveland and shit. That showed you the thugs I knew how to fight, you know what I'm saying? Because I must got a green, but I had a green belt when I was 14, 15 and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of shit, though, but we probably cover, we probably don't, but the only hating was from 88, Freaky G. Maul, he was cool, you know what I'm saying? But they just hated because I was from Chicago, because they was kind of spooked. Like, how does nigga find Mama P like a needle in a haystack? A nigga, you work for Twista and all that shit. Like, Twista used to be in my hood, but I just ain't never liked his music. I ain't never liked no Chicago artist music, period. I was raised off rock and roll and West Coast music, basically.
Well, was there concern about, like, because you were from Chicago and there were so many, like, Bone clone, like, haters and shit from Chicago, like, do or die and shit, like, do you think that was the concern? Like, that you maybe would, like, that click?
I mean, I don't know. That just was, like, I can say that was just from niggas that was leeches of the family, man. Like, I ain't talking bad about my own observation, though. Like, The immediate family, you know that's but then you know there's niggas that just be hanging around the immediate family that you be like, oh, like I come from Chicago, like, oh, them niggas ain't getting no money. Them niggas eating on Studi. Them niggas eating off the Immortal Thugs, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, that's how it was in my perspective. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, like, you know what I'm saying? But no, that's I don't know.
What point was it that, you know, because I know you were there, you were working your way in, Capone. At what point was it official? You're a Mo Thug. We're gonna put you on this album, and how did that happen and just come about that it, you know, the official piece of it?
I said it was official from Mama P. Shit, I was already
as soon as Mama P did it. Right
it was planned from when I was way back little when I made a deal with the devil when I was little. I already knew what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But when I got into their presence, then, yeah, it was just, I mean, like, and how it really got buckled down, I guess, like, when that nigga Layzie Bone flew me out to California. Because then I knew where I was going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when he flew me out to California and shit, and like he had put us up on a condo and shit, all of us was there. Potions, the female potions, Felicia, all the motor. It was a good 17 of us and all that type of shit. Then Kool-Aid came too, and we was all us because we ain't had no mansion at first. They probably had mansions before me, but Layzie Bone started us off in hotels and basically how he had their ass hotels and condos and shit. But you know what I'm saying? When one particular night, you know what I'm saying, Layzie Bone he called me in the room and shit, you know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid was there. Like, everybody spoke good of me, you know what I'm saying? So I just came in the room and started rapping. And he was like, man, you ain't have to start rapping for me, little nigga, you know what I'm saying? He was a cool-ass nigga. He got me a brown khaki suit and a brown t-shirt, the Resurrection one and shit. I was around Layzie before that, though, because he kind of Cleveland when he knew I was there and shit. I was around, like, he was playing me the Resurrection album before y'all even the unmixed version of it and shit. Because he had seen Wishbone verse, and what he was like, hit him low. Because he'd be physical with me. He'd start tapping me on my knees and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna kill a nigga, don't kill a nigga, shoot a nigga in the knees and shit. You know what I'm saying? You hit him low. Which I already knew that shit going up in Chicago, but you know what I'm saying? It was a lot. But that was it. But when I rapped for the Layzie and shit, he already knew I was calling. Like, nigga, you ain't have to rap for me and then shit. I think he gave me like an ounce of weed or some shit. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit in that condo and shit. Then, like, you know what I'm saying?
When you guys started recording Mo Thugs 3, like I noticed that the tracks that at least got released, you know, they got Freaky G and the Immortals. Were those recorded at the same time? Like, were a lot of the songs for that album recorded in the same session, or was it over a long period of time?
So we had when we went to go work on Mo Thugs 3, they probably was already starting on, like, Desperados and all them had started on what's name. Because one time Layzie Bone had gave me a phone call. But see, I didn't even know when he wanted me to rap, because, like, they was making a gimmick off the movie Life, and he was like, tell him about the gun line, boss. He called me on the phone and shit. And I started doing what, you know what I'm saying, Hoppin' Bob say, well, this gun line here, but he had one of the niggas that rapping shit, you know what I'm saying? One of the Desperados and all that, because whatever song they got, they got the song called Gunline and shit. But anyway, they already did some of the songs and shit. When he brought us out there and shit there, it was like real talk. The first song that I recorded with them was, because I was excited as fuck, was, and like we met Tamika Wright, everything, you know, like Rufus Records, all that shit was cold. But, was You Don't Want None and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? And, like, Layzie Bone was praying through the studio, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I paid $2,000 for this shit. Woo, woo, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas getting there, go through y'all thing. So me, when I was younger and shit, like, I knew how to write verses, but I listened to the Immortal Thugs and shit, because they always come up with the chorus and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, Burn and everything else, we be smoking weed and drinking and shit, so then, boom. When they did that shit, I started busting with my verse on, You Don't Even Want None. Then I think we only did that one time, then like the second time, then the second time we took an instrumental home, then Freaky G got to working on the last shit. That was gonna be his shit, you know what I'm saying? And then like the second song on there with TNT and Chiz and I forget what the niggas call their name. They brothers, Showbiz and Ma. Damn, I forget what they call that shit, but I was supposed to be on that track. But see, I ain't never really liked that track. I like the track and shit, but I ain't really like them too much, cause like, they was always trying to fight me in motherfucking Cleveland and shit. But then when they knew I could rap, I'll rap their ass. And yeah, was like, man, Capone, how this verse sound? Then I'll be looking at a nigga like, nigga, I ain't finna help you. You know what I'm saying? Real close, but yeah.
Were there other songs that you recorded during that time, like for that album, that didn't make it? Because I mean, Bone's known for recording a lot of material.
We got a gang of songs. We got another song and shit that I snapped on. Like it was with the Duct Tape Gang too. We got a song and shit. Got a lot of songs.
Wow.
Even DJ Ice even got some songs from back then. Cause like we didn't just record in Cleveland. I mean in California. Like we'll go to his house. Ice House of cool. We got a cold ass song, a party song. Got a lot of material and stuff. It's just you know how all record companies, you know what I'm saying, go like certain songs gonna make it, certain songs gonna go in the archive and what's name. But see that particular album there, that really wasn't for me the Immortal Thugs. That was like the introduction and what's name. But see, who dominated most of y'all for that was Gold and the Desperados and Ken Dog and all. It's all the elder most thugs, you know what I'm saying? But like if Layzie Bone would have let us little niggas go ahead and shine, then this shit would have been way more spectacular, you know what I'm saying? The album cover it just slept on though, you know what I'm saying?
We did a review kind of the upcoming. Well, I guess we were guessing at what songs would be on the upcoming Best of Mo-Thugs, and when we got to talking about Mo-Thugs 3, we said that album seemed really dominated by the Desperados. Do you feel that they were pushing, you know, to be the next big Mo-Thugs thing, the Desperados, before Gold passed away?
Yeah, it was their time to shine, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've been down the longest, because, you know, they wouldn't have been on. They was all behind the scenes. Like, you know, the Thugs was behind the scenes growing up before me, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why you ain't hear them probably on 1 and 2, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, whatever situations happened with the Mo-Thugs, the real Mo-Thugs from 1 and 2, before 3, like, them the ones that was been in the cut. Because, like, Manesky Mobby, he been around since ECE days, and TNT. You know what I'm saying? But it was their time to shine on that. They were supposed to carry that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. Like, you gotta let the elders see it first before the young ones come. But, like, you know what I'm saying? They did a wonderful job, though. It's just, like, I think it was cops, you know what I'm saying? And records supposed to push that a lot and everything else. But, you know, some particular times, like, even Rob J was like, you know what I'm saying, y'all niggas sold $1 million, like, where y'all money at? And shit, it was a whole bunch of stuff, though, you know what I'm saying? Cause even Layzie Bone, like, business, though, you know what I'm saying? He was like, y'all niggas only sold, like, 500,000. All the time we sold $1 million, but, you know what I'm saying? It's just how the game goes and shit. You have to learn all that shit, you know?
Well, with Money on the Wood, though, was that recorded during the recordings of Mo-Thug 3, or were you there for the whole L-BURNA project?
That was later, because then after the Mo-Thug 3 albums came out, then like the next year, shortly after that, he sent us back to Cleveland, then we came back. The money he made off that, they put us in the mansion and shit. We was all living in Chatsworth, California. And then, like, a lot of times, like, Busy Bone be in the studio with us and all type of shit. Then one particular day, that was like years later and shit, like, that nigga Lil Layzie Bone, he had came to me like, hey, Capone, I need a 16 bar box for that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because then by that time, I had grew and matured, you know what I'm saying? I already grew, you know, the Thugs, like my straight brother, I was in the teenage category with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, Freaky G was with us too, but his ass was always older than us, though, but you know what I'm saying? But he was just our clique. Freaky G was like our big brother, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, though. Like, we got into it and shit, but it'd be 7 of us. Like, it's the main 7. But when we got to working on that, the nigga Layzie like, man, woo. And Capone was there, too, so shit, when I heard the beat, then I knew it was busy and shit. I just go in and spit my shit. But I feel like I was so infatuated with murder, though, that the nigga Layzie Bone, this nigga Capone shit gonna be named Murder by the Masses, because if you pay attention to the song, everybody was rapping about money, but my ass ended up rapping about killing and shit. You know what I'm saying? My stupid ass, but shit, I just was excited because then we was in I think we was in Studio 56, but we was probably in like a different whole section of the shit. Like Busy Bone song, there's a lot of Busy Bone songs. Even I got a song that Let Me Have called Revelations and shit. It was raw as fuck, but you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of shit that's still in Lazy Possession shit. It's raw than a motherfucker. But
so you had a lot of songs. You had a lot of other songs recorded with the other Bone members that we just haven't been able to hear.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was only raised with Layzie and Busy be around and shit. Like, Crazy Bone, he'll come to the studio and shit, like, when after he had a finished product and all that type of shit. But the two light-skinned niggas mostly always together. Even when y'all thought Busy was going out the group, that nigga was always around, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's just, mostly I got a lot of songs with the Immortal Thugs. I got another song with Layzie Bone and CG, the Immortal Thugs on the motherfucking hook. Then like one song Layzie Bone Let Me Have with Busy on the chorus and shit. Yeah, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like every time Layzie Bone go to the studio, Mo-Thugs and Immortal Thugs go to the studio. Cause you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how it was. Basically, he was doing the same shit he was doing for them. You know what I'm saying?
Were they ever talking to you about doing a Capone solo album under Mo-Thugs the way they did like Poetic Hustlers or Too True?
Oh yeah, we all had that like when we first got our contracts and shit, and that shit was like gangster though, cause like one particular time like we was back in Cleveland and shit, after the Mo-Thugs 3 album was done, we was back in Cleveland and shit. And so shit like 5 in the morning, Rob St. Big Cuz, Layzie, everybody, bodyguards that came through in a limo and shit. They busted the door down and shit like 5 in the morning, gave everybody their contracts and shit. And so, you know what I'm saying, Big Cuz was on some Capone signed a solo deal, woo. You know what I'm saying, you're gonna be in the mansion and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you can go back where the fuck you came from. But I wasn't never coming back to Chicago, period. You know what I'm saying? So I just laughed that shit. Then like an hour or two later, then the Layzie Bone, he appeared to me like, man, Capone, like, I'm paying you $25,000 per verse. Cause see, we had a lot of Ruthless Records money back then and shit, so Layzie had bread forever. He was like, what you gonna do with your money and shit? I was like, man, I'll put that shit in the bank. Just keep showing me how to flip it. I'm thugging with you and shit. He was like, all right, little nigga. But that's when he told me, like, about some certain older Mo-Thugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gave them niggas 50-something thousand out of chest. They wasted their money on cars, and 3 months later, they ass broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that type of shit. And I was like, I always paid attention to, like, because I always had bread, though, like, you know what I'm saying? Big money, like, that shit was cool. Just, like, that just was a figure at one point in time, you know what I'm saying? Kidding, like, shit, I make $25,000 just for 8 bars or whatever. Of course I spit, you know what I'm saying? I give a fuck.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
After the project was recorded, after Mo-Thugs 3 is complete and it's going out, did you guys tour, like, together? Like, Mo-Thugs used to tour a lot with Bone, especially when those first 2 came out. Did you guys do a big tour as well?
When that was done, then like Layzie had got us a townhouse from Crazy Bone's brother and shit, one of his brothers. I think his name Ken Davis. I forget his first name. I think it's Ken Davis, but he wear glasses, kind of light skin and shit. So like Layzie Bone, Felicia was pregnant at the time with Trinity, baby Trinity and shit. So Layzie Bone came and told us little niggas like, man, y'all and niggas gotta sell some dope and get a job till y'all album come out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Like, I love the nigga Layzie. Like, niggas hate when I say, yeah, the nigga Layzie told us, y'all better sell some dope and get a job till the album come out. But the nigga Layzie a real street nigga. He said that shit. So shit, man, I love that shit because you can't tell the nigga from Chicago to sell dope. That's just like chewing bubble gum and walking down the street. So shit, we was thugging and he'd go through his tours and shit, but we was waiting on the album sales to come out. You know what I'm saying? So we was thugging around that bitch, Immortal Thugs, started selling weed and everything else. Me and Freaky G, we went to motherfucker get a job on 123rd and Buckeye Road at Roddy's Burgers and shit. And then we sold some dummy rocks and everything else. But see, like, think about Layzie back then, he like to see niggas who gonna get money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of times, like growing up and when I'm thinking about the years and everything, like Layzie always he got tired of motherfuckers always asking him for money and shit. That shit be hectic. Like you carry 17, 30 niggas, you be like, God damn, I done put all on, go do something. You know what I'm saying? Bring some money to the table. Like real talk. Like that shit be hectic on the rich person though. It's not that they be stuck up and shit, but it just be like, cause one time we snapped. And I know one time, Ken Dog went up there like, man, I just got 10,000 from Layzie and shit. Y'all niggas better go get some money out of them. But see, we wasn't really infatuated with his money and shit, cause we knew we was earning bread. You know what I'm saying? Plus we had a mansion and all that type of shit on top of the hill and all, but everything we wanted we had. So shit, one time the nigga Layzie on some snapping and shit like, man, don't y'all niggas know how to go to the Lord God and ask for some money? And it's like, you know what I'm saying, feeling it, because even when we had a man, she like, y'all niggas better go get a job or some shit. I went to go get a job at McDonald's and shit. That nigga Layzie, that's like off the motherfucker Bulldogs and shit. Yeah,
wow.
what's that? Was to go work at Wendy's and shit. But they was like, you ain't gonna get hired unless you cut your hair. So I told Layzie, he like, man, fuck that job. He like, you the only one that went up there to go look for a job. And like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy though, cause he likes to see motherfuckers. Layzie is really be busy by it. He don't like no lazy motherfucker around him. That's anybody though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was what's going on with the tour and shit. But yeah, we had little mini tours and shit. Cause like the first mini tour I went on was like my first Thanksgiving and shit. When we went to go pick up Felicia, Layzie Bone had rented out 2,000 Wangos and shit. And we drove from Cleveland all the way to Chicago, all the way to Milwaukee and shit to pick up Felicia. And we did some little pre-shows and everything else. That was even before I even recorded anything. We just was doing shit at bars and everything else. Like shit. And we was stuck. We had a lot of tours and shit. I love them shit.
How many copies of Mo-Thug 3 do you own? Do you even own one? Do you look at it day to day? Do you look through the album cover and look at all the panels and think about, you know, the times when that was recorded?
Man, you know, I keep both my albums, you know what I'm saying? They in the cut, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I want my platinum plex, but, you know, that shit, like, that's not to go to me, though, you know what I'm saying? I mostly be giving that shit away. I mean, I can always get my copy back, you know what I'm saying? Brand new copy or whatever. Like, sometimes I go to a FYE store that's still around and shit. My shit still on sale for like $13.99 or something. Then I'm like, shit, I know I'm still gonna be getting some type of paper, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got some in the room and everything. It ain't really nothing to me. I mean, it's a blessing, but you know, it's like
Was it a crazy feeling the first time you got it and you opened it and you went through that long pull-out, that green pull-out, and saw your picture in there? Like, was that like a big achievement for you being that if you think about your story and how much you went through to get to that point, like, was that like a big achievement so you could look back and say, look, I made it here?
Oh, yeah, I was happy, though, you know what I'm saying? It's because, like, when I first got it, like, even my persistent picture, Busy Bone had to pick my picture because we did like 50 pictures, but Busy Bone was like, man, Capone, that nigga voice be soft when he be talking to you. He like, it look like you picking up your wings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got angel wings. And I was like, that's what made me choose that picture and shit with my head down, and I was thinking the Lord God. But then, I was thugging. Then, like, one time we was in California, shit, where we heard somebody just drive past me and you don't even really want none of that shit. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, yeah, we was happy and shit. But, like, it was just, like, thugging. I was like I had made my dream come true. Like, you know, everybody got that story. I'm finna leave the hood, or I'm finna go make this happen. And they took that step and faith to go do it. You know what I'm saying? I equipped myself to do it. I won't come back to this bitch.
Did people see you in back home in Chicago when you guys were on the Source Sound Lab? Like, that was such a huge moment for that cast of Mo-Thugs. Did a lot of people back home see you? Were you like a hometown hero at that point?
Of course, in my hood and shit, they was like, we saw you on TV, man. Wow. Everybody coming up to me rapping and shit. You know, by that time, like, 2001, that's like we had me and Layzie and them had got into it and shit. But I was like, yeah, I see the nigga, you know what I'm saying, who. Well, you know what I'm saying? And when we had got into a big old fight on the L-BURNA tour and shit. But yeah, that shit was cool.
With all the projects that were going on, like how did the Mo-Thugs group that you were part of, how did they work that with like the L-BURNA album and all the other projects that they seemingly had going on at the same time? Like, did you guys have a slot that you always filled, or were you always with them with whatever project they were working on, or like how did Mo-Thug 3 fit into all the stuff that they were doing?
I mean, at that particular time, like, I think like Fresh was in jail and shit. He was mad too, cause Layzie was mad cause he didn't really get a lot of Mo-Thug support. Like niggas want trying to, you know what I'm saying, run to go to court and all that type stuff. Like one time I was asleep. Studios and PD like, nah, y'all just sleep this shit. That nigga Layzie got mad. But like we would be in the studio, like we had to resurrection, start working on the mother shit. Then Flesh and Bone album. Then the L-BURNA album. Then some other little spot album. We had one more album other than that too, cause it was the sounds for the Jamie Foxx movie that held up shit, that flopped. Yeah. The movie flopped. We was a part of that too, you know what I'm saying? So I've been around for a lot of albums. But then they had the Cleveland and Cali album, Immortal Thugs and shit. They had a lot of shit though, man, you know what I'm saying? And basically was around for a lot of type of stuff, cause like we'll be working on the Mo-Thug stuff on one album. Bones had some other shit. Felicia had one. Then we go to another section B of a different studio part. Then they Layzie and I working on Fresh and Bone album while he incarcerated. Like we'd be in the studio for like damn near days. Ain't no sunlight, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get drunk, whatever. Be waking up there, like for real talk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of projects and shit. Even going into the Mo-Thug 4 shit, I still was a part of that, even though I left, but you know what I'm saying, I've been just totally with them niggas.
Alright, y'all. It's time for a break. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out BeyondTheHarmony.com. Make sure you tune in. Part 2 of our interview with Capone of the Mo-Thugs family is coming up.